A new stimulus check update is drawing nationwide attention after the White House confirmed an official timeline for upcoming economic policy decisions. While no universal payment has been finalized yet, the administration has clarified when announcements, legislative steps, and potential rollout phases could occur. For millions of Americans still struggling with rising costs, this confirmation matters. It signals that economic relief discussions are active and time-bound, not stalled indefinitely. Understanding what confirmed timeline actually means is critical because it refers to policy milestones, not automatic payments. Yet it shapes expectations for households watching closely. The White House confirmation focuses on when Congress and federal agencies are expected to finalize decisions related to economic relief measures. This includes debates around targeted payments, tax credits, and support for lower and middle-income households. Officials emphasize that any stimulus-style payment would require legislative approval before distribution. While this may disappoint those hoping for immediate checks, clarity around timing helps reduce misinformation. The administration's goal, according to officials, is to provide transparency about the process so Americans can track progress instead of relying on speculation or social media rumors. It's important to understand that a stimulus check update does not always mean a direct payment is guaranteed. In this case, the White House confirmed when proposals will be reviewed, voted on, and potentially implemented. This timeline may include budget negotiations, committee hearings, and agency preparation. These steps take time, but they also ensure that any relief is legally authorized and properly targeted. Knowing where the process stands helps households plan realistically instead of expecting funds that have not yet been approved. According to administration officials, economic relief discussions are focused on addressing persistent cost pressures like housing, healthcare, food, and energy. While inflation has slowed, prices remain elevated for many essentials. The confirmed timeline reflects an effort to align potential relief with broader fiscal planning. Rather than rushing out payments, policymakers are weighing long-term stability against short-term support. This balancing act influences both the size and structure of any future stimulus-style assistance. Another key detail in the update is that any potential stimulus would likely be targeted, not universal. Past programs showed that blanket payments were expensive and not always efficient. Current discussions emphasize income thresholds, household size, and existing benefits when considering eligibility. This means not everyone would qualify if payments are approved. Understanding this shift helps set realistic expectations and explains why the timeline includes extensive review and data analysis before any final decision is made. The White House also clarified that federal agencies need lead time to implement any approved payments. Even after legislation passes, systems must be updated, eligibility verified, and distribution methods confirmed. This includes coordination with the Treasury Department and IRS. The confirmed timeline accounts for these operational steps, which are often overlooked. Payments cannot be issued overnight, even with approval. This transparency helps explain why announcements and actual payments may be separated by weeks or months. Many Americans are asking whether this update affects Social Security, SSI, or SSDI recipients. Officials have stated that no automatic link has been established between potential stimulus payments and existing benefit programs. However, policymakers are aware that fixed-income households are especially vulnerable. If relief is approved, lawmakers may consider how it interacts with federal benefits to avoid unintended reductions or overpayments. This is another reason careful planning is built into the timeline. The update also addresses misinformation circulating online. The White House stressed that no payment dates, dollar amounts, or eligibility lists should be trusted unless announced through official channels. Scams often increase during periods of uncertainty. By confirming a policy timeline, officials aim to reduce confusion and encourage the public to rely on verified government sources. This protects households from financial scams that promise checks that do not exist. Congress plays a central role in the confirmed timeline. Any stimulus-style relief must pass both chambers before reaching the president's desk. Lawmakers from both parties have differing views on additional payments, which means negotiations are expected. The timeline reflects anticipated legislative windows when votes could occur. While this does not guarantee approval, it does confirm that the issue remains actively debated rather than shelved. Another factor influencing the timeline is the federal budget process. Relief measures must align with spending limits, revenue projections, and deficit considerations. Officials emphasized fiscal responsibility alongside economic support. This makes the process slower, but also more sustainable. Understanding this context helps explain why confirmed timelines often focus on decision points instead of immediate outcomes. For working families, the update may also connect to expanded tax credits rather than direct checks. Some proposals focus on refundable credits delivered through tax filings or advance payments. These forms of relief function similarly to stimulus checks, but follow different schedules. The confirmed timeline includes review periods for these alternatives, showing that stimulus can take multiple forms. State governments are watching closely as well. Federal relief decisions often influence state-level programs and budgets. Some states may introduce their own assistance depending on federal action. The White House timeline gives states guidance on when to expect clarity, helping them plan complementary measures if needed. Economists caution against assuming relief will solve all financial challenges. While stimulus payments can provide temporary relief, they are not a substitute for long-term income growth or cost control. The administration's messaging reflects this caution, emphasizing targeted help rather than repeated broad payments. This perspective shapes both the content and pacing of the confirmed timeline. Households are encouraged to use this waiting period wisely, reviewing budgets, building emergency savings where possible, and staying informed can reduce reliance on uncertain relief. The confirmed timeline gives people a clearer window to plan rather than wait indefinitely for news. Preparation remains key, regardless of the final outcome. The White House has committed to providing updates as the timeline progresses. This includes official statements following major legislative milestones. Staying connected to trusted news sources ensures you receive accurate information as decisions unfold. Avoiding speculation protects both financial planning and peace of mind. It's also worth noting that economic conditions can change. Employment data, inflation trends, and global events all influence policy decisions. While a timeline is confirmed, outcomes remain dependent on these factors. Flexibility is built into the process, allowing adjustments if conditions improve or worsen. For now, the most important takeaway is clarity. A confirmed timeline means the issue is active, structured, and moving forward through formal channels. It does not guarantee checks, but it does confirm when answers are expected. This distinction is crucial for managing expectations responsibly. In summary, the stimulus check update from the White House confirms a timeline for decisions, not immediate payments. While relief is still under discussion, the process is transparent and ongoing. Understanding what this timeline represents helps Americans stay informed, avoid misinformation, and plan wisely. As updates continue, staying patient and informed will be essential as policymakers work through the next steps.